Hi, I'm Sky, and I'm here to do the weekly tarot reading for May the 17th to the 23rd, 2021. And so let's see what the cards want to show us for this week. Well, it's about staying on track this week. It's saying that it's important to do the work to keep ourselves grounded and focused so that we can carry on with these manifestation plans and moving forward and, kind of making these beautiful plans towards the future. It's going to be a very social time. So it's saying, playing with our personal style, hanging out with friends, doing what feels good, just because. So it's a really nice time for communication, having a good time, and laughter. It's a good time to have a good laugh. The sun enters Gemini on the 20th, and this Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So that's a lot to do with communication, and it's saying that basically intellect, communication will be a top priority over the next 4 weeks. This is a time for enlightening conversation, good humor, but the one thing it is saying about communication is if you can, instead of going into confrontation, especially in relationships, it's saying if you can let things go and let the ripple effects go rather than being conflicting. The problem is that if we make impulse statements to people, they could be taken the wrong way or people could be offended. So we have to be careful that we don't hurt people's feelings, especially around Friday. Friday, it's saying, the planets are saying we just need to be careful what we say to people so that their feelings don't get hurt. We don't want impulsive actions or things that could have, that could rebound on us or could have some kind of a negative effect for the future. So this is a time also we might be coming up against some decisions towards the long-term goals. And it's saying, we need to keep that clarity and be able to still keep creating these beautiful things in our lives. There will be changes in love, but that's not necessarily to say it's negative. It's just saying that love connections will change. And when we're surrounded by the 20th with this beautiful Gemini, light, airy, easy breezy, fun-loving communication, it's got that energy to it. It's saying that we need to, use that energy to be able to, create this harmony and this fun in our lives to carry into future endeavors. So let's see what the cards want to tell us for this week of the 17th to the 23rd. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so we've got this Two of Cups, and the Two Cups is a beautiful card. You've got the feminine and the masculine. They've both got these beautiful chalices that they're pinned together there, and that symbol that's going between them with that rainbow there is the caduce, and that is connection to the kundalini. It's the intertwined serpents, and you'll see that on a lot of doctors and nurses in hospitals because it is the symbol of healing. So as they're coming together and bringing their chalices together like that, this is the symbol of healing. So the two people healing to become the third entity. So it's a powerful card. And like I said, there will be changes in relationships. This is becoming closer to people. Or, if they're not that close, it's about, moving that shift away. But this is more about coming together and healing and doing that work that brings us closer to people. The Empress, she's the creation. She's the birth. She's, the pregnancy, the birth. She's also the earth. So, when we look at the Empress here, we're looking at what is it that we're creating, in our relationships, what is it we're creating? And communication and intellect being that Ace of Swords. This is the purest form of air. And Gemini is, when the sun goes into Gemini on the 20th, this is the purest form of air right here. Again, what's so wonderful about this is you can see this same pattern. And so this is really about intertwining our ideas, our notions, our emotions with other people and creating new things. So this intellect and learning is saying what can we study this week? What are we learning? What actions are we taking to further our education or our knowledge? And, learning comes in all different forms, but it says, what are we learning? Especially in the sense of new creations in our lives for our empire. We've been talking about how we're going to, be doing this. I like to stay in the now as much as possible. But sometimes we do have to start this groundwork, and we've been doing a lot of manifesting, writing down our goals, and we're still working towards those. The harvest is not here yet. There's going to be some big changes with the big full moon that's coming, on the 26th. But this week, we're about going into Gemini energy, focusing and staying on track for our empire, making those decisions that will lead to our long-term future, even though we're not, like I said, we're trying to stay in the now as much as possible, but we're still looking forward. Creation is a big situation here. The Queen and the Knight of Wands. These are very passionate cards, very creative cards. When we're passionate about something or creating something, this is the fire energy, and this is how we create and we put our energy into it. Knights are on a quest, and basically they're the bringers of news and change, and he's coming in with all this fire and this passion, and she basically is holding that beautiful wand, and she's empowering. She's like creation and empowerment and feeling your own sense of power. So a lot of this, like I said to you, this week is about getting dressed up and, looking at your self-image and having some fun with people and looking at this whole thing of what it is that we're creating. Because even this Page of Cups here, she holds that little artist palette there. And so we're looking at all these creative and also, new ideas and putting our great inspiration and great ideas into, how we're going to not only present ourselves, but present our work or present what we're doing, because we're heading towards this beautiful rebirth here. This is the phoenix coming out of the ashes, again with that fire, and those wings coming open. So this is our rebirth here. So we like that. So let's have a look at some other cards here. Well, I brought two major arcana cards, which was the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon. And so basically we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is that cycle of change, and the Moon card, which is a 28-day cycle. And like I said, we're moving up to that full moon on the 26th. But we need to kind of so it's a sense of preparation, organizing, clearing away, knowing that we're in this cycle of change. And it's saying that things are moving very quickly. These are the arrows that are coming from heaven to earth, and they're coming very fast by these planets. So it's saying things are moving very quickly. And, it's, let's see what other cards, connection to, this is also connection to the stability of the future. Because she sits there, on her throne, holding on to that big golden coin. She's the Queen of the Earth. She's the Queen of Pentacles. And he is looking at all this hard work he's done, and these beautiful bushes are blooming here with these beautiful gold coins, but it's not time to harvest it yet. So again, this is this preparation for the future, for our, future development of our finances, our home life, our work life, our security in our relationships, and that beautiful love aspect that is going to lead us. There's that communication, which is of the air, and moving forward out of the rough into the smooth, not knowing where we're going. But I love this big sun here, and he's on his horse communicating again with the light. So we're looking at the creation here. We're looking at following the light through the dark and letting this stuff with this ripple effect go, which is what I said to you about. Just be careful if we get caught up with all this communication that we don't say things impulsively that could hurt people's feelings. We need to withdraw from, follow our own light, but we just need to be careful that we don't get our ego in the way a little bit. And if we get a little bit too much self-confidence and blurt something out, that could kind of come back to us, and and we don't want that at this time, because this is a time of healing and happiness. And really moving forward. And we don't want, the words that are said, we don't want those words for people to get upset. So we're going to finish it with this, because this is that cycle of the world, and she dances that dance of life, and it's the beginning and ending of a cycle as we go out of Taurus into Gemini. This is the bringer of news. This is making the changes and the harmony in the home, and that healing card, which is really important as we're going through this time right now with all this preparation. So on that note, it's going to be a beautiful week. I love it when we go into, I'm a Gemini child. So basically, we're coming into that beautiful Gemini season where I feel very much at home, because that's when that's my solar return. That's when I was born. And so this is going to be a great time for saying what we mean and meaning what we say, but having fun doing it and not hurting people's feelings. And on that note, namaste.